and gentlemen, put your hands together for the living legend! Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also welcome on stage the main architect of Kanakia Paris, Olivier Vecchiarni. A very good evening to you. Now, apart from all the wonderful work that Olivier does for Kanakia Paris, he is doing us a very, very special favor this evening. He is going to be translating for Zizou. Is that right?
My toughest job.
That has been your toughest job. You did a very good job this morning. And here goes. I've got a few questions for you, Zizou. First up, what has your experience here in India been like? What does India mean to you?
Non, mais je crois que c'est pour moi une toute première d'être venu en Inde. C'était aussi une envie de pouvoir visiter justement ce pays et l'occasion de pouvoir travailler et avoir la collaboration avec Kanakia me fait être là aujourd'hui. C'est la première fois et je découvre ce pays, mais en même temps j'ai l'impression de bien le connaître parce que j'ai été super bien accueilli.
It's for him it's a discovery because, as I said, it's the first time, but he has the feeling that he knows India for a long time because of the welcoming of all the people, and he feels so comfortable, so he feels like home, so that I agree with it.
Did he expect to be welcomed here with fireworks?
Non, c'est pour ça. Enfin, depuis de toute façon que je suis arrivé ici sur le sol indien, j'ai eu que des belles surprises. Et je le redis encore ce soir parce que je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, enfin on était déjà là cet après-midi pour le stade, pour le terrain, pour le match. J'ai été toujours soutenu durant ma carrière par des mots très gentils, par du courrier très gentil de la part de tous les Indiens. Et donc aujourd'hui c'est de les remercier de vive voix, de leur dire merci pour leur soutien parce que c'est toujours important.
He's happy to be here also because of all the Indian supporters he had at the time of his career of player, and also he's so happy about the
all those who support ZIDANE, let's hear you! Now's the time!
and also for sure for all the organization from the Kanakias, and since his arrival he's amazed with all the thing he found and all the support and
What is the best thing you like about India? How's the food?
Oui, très bon, très bon.
Excellent.
Excellent. Ça, je peux le dire en anglais, in English.
You can say that in English. Excellent.
How does it feel to be associated with this project, Kanakia Paris? What are your thoughts on it?
Moi, je suis ravi. Je suis ravi de la collaboration. On parle de sport, on parle de... Quelque part, notre projet fait ce que Kanaka à Paris a mis en place. On cherchait un ambassadeur, à travers le sport, c'était un petit peu ça. Enfin, je veux dire, c'est l'esprit, le corps, l'âme, toutes ces choses-là que je partage avec, je pense, la plupart de tous les gens qui sont dans la salle. Donc c'est un projet très intéressant et j'espère que ce ne sera pas la première fois, enfin la dernière fois que je viendrai sur le soleil. J'espère qu'il y en aura d'autres.
What this very good-looking football player is speaking to me in French, I don't know, but he's looking through my eyes and it feels really nice. I'm thinking he's saying romantic things to me, but I know he's not. Would you translate, please?
Yeah, otherwise I will forget what to say. Actually, he's sharing all the values of this project with the mind, the soul, and the body. And all over the project, we are talking about wellness, and we are talking also about France, which is also his native country. So being an ambassador for this project from the beginning was just, he was very enthusiastic about this. And he said it's just the beginning, and he hoped to come again soon with Mrs. Zidane.
He's shot a lot of commercials, and in the Kanakia Paris commercial, he looks really good. Does he know that he has an alternative profession of being like a film star? He's very good looking.
Je pense qu'on va laisser ça à ceux qui savent mieux le faire.
He said he will keep that for the professional, and it's not his field.
Okay, one more question before we take questions from the audience. Everybody calls you Zizou. Now, understandably, it's because you have two Z's in your name, but it could have been ZZ, could have been Zuzu. How did Zizou come about?
In French, you can't say Zizi.
You don't say Zizou?
No, please. You go on Google Translate, you will understand. It's not possible. Sorry.
Zizou is better.
Zizou is
Zizou
better.
is a nice nickname.
So,
L'histoire, c'est mon entraîneur en fait, qui était à l'époque, quand j'étais au Girondin de Bordeaux, qui a commencé c'est le premier qui m'appelait.
His first trainer was giving him this nickname in Bordeaux when he was playing at Bordeaux. And since that time, he's Zizou for everybody and all his fans all over the world.
that's beautiful. It's a lovely sounding name. I won't say that again, I promise.
Promise.
Okay, you've achieved so much. You are a living legend as far as being a player is concerned. You've achieved so much as manager as well. What is your next step, or what lies ahead for you professionally?
La prochaine étape pour moi, c'est de continuer ce que je fais aujourd'hui. Je crois que j'ai eu beaucoup de satisfaction avec ce qui s'est passé durant ces 5 mois, puisque c'est vrai que j'ai pris l'équipe il y a 5 mois en arrière, et d'avoir gagné la Champions League, forcément c'est quelque chose de magnifique. Mais je sais que je suis un jeune entraîneur et que tout le travail est encore à faire. Mais comme je suis heureux de faire ce que je fais chaque jour, que justement la possibilité de pouvoir être à côté de mes joueurs, c'est de continuer et essayer de continuer à écrire l'histoire et de gagner des titres.
He's just at the beginning of his career of trainer, and he's very happy every day to be with his team, to encourage them and to work with them. And he said that even if he won the cup, even all the all the Champions League and everything, like the Cup of Spain, he won everything. It's wonderful, but he said long things to do, and he's expecting for the future to carry on his career. He's very happy with what he's getting with the Real Madrid right now, with the best team in the world.
That's wonderful. That's a beautiful attitude to have. A big round of applause. Now I understand, Zizou, you learned some Hindi. You learned something in Hindi.
Namaste.
Thank you very much. I'm going to request you to please take any seat that you wish. The two of you together, preferably.
With the diamond.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, We are now going to have a panel discussion with some esteemed panelists who have in their own way commanded expertise in the matter of wellness. The vivacious Bipasha Basu. I heard a lot of whoas coming from that end. And the terrific Zaheer Khan. Zach has chosen a very good place, but might I remind you, she's a married lady now.
I'm getting a lot of congratulations these days.
Congratulations from all of us here as well.
Thank you.
Marriage suits you. So we're here to talk about wellness. Everybody sitting over here is super fit, understands wellness, understands the concept of wellness of the mind, body and soul. But first I'm going to ask Zizou his thoughts on wellness. What is the Z wellness mean? And you believe in wellness of mind, body and soul. Just explain that.
Le concept, de toute façon, moi qui suis dans une équipe qui coach tous les jours, c'est forcément important. C'est-à-dire que ce concept-là, on parle de trois choses, on parle du corps, on parle de l'esprit, on parle de l'âme. Et je pense que c'est super important de faire attention à son corps. Forcément, l'esprit, l'état d'esprit de l'équipe, d'un groupe, pour aller gagner des choses. Et puis après, l'âme, c'est ce que vous retransmettez, l'énergie que vous transmettez aux gens. Donc, toutes ces choses-là font partie d'un projet et c'est pour ça que je fais partie de ce projet.
It's up to me?
Yes, back to you.
Actually, what do you say? Every day in his work as a trainer, he's experimenting this concept without knowing about from the beginning, at the beginning of the project, mind, body and soul. The concept is living that reality every day as a trainer and with his team. So, of course, they need to have a fit body to perform. They need to be very focused and concentrate with their the mind, and it should be very well. And for the energy, when you something you can the transmission of your energy is very important. Sorry, I told you, huh?
Olivier, you're doing
French
so
are French.
well. You are doing
French
very
are
well.
renowned to be very bad in foreign language. Sorry.
You're doing very well. Bipasha, you are one of the actors in our industry who's broken the norm. You know, it normally used to be thin is beautiful. You've made us all see and believe that fit is beautiful. How important is wellness of the body and mind and soul as far as fitness is concerned?
You know, in any line of work that you are in, I think what's important, the sync between the mind, body and soul. And that's what, we practice with yoga. Those are our roots, and I'm sure a lot of people present out here do follow yoga and world around. I believe that, when you're an actor, you're always in the, in the visual medium. So you are role models to many, many people, especially, the young adults, the kids. And there is a lot of pressure for women to be thin in the business. And that's not really nice, because that is kind of going into households, and there are little girls, who don't eat, who starve, things like bulimia and anorexia is coming in, creeping in. And that's where I think each actor needs to be responsible. Anybody who's a role model needs to be responsible, and they have to definitely propagate fitness, and that fit is beautiful and thin is not. Because when you're fit, anyways you're going to look good, and you're going to be independent, especially what I worry is about, old age. And that's the time you're going to be independent. If you are fit, if you're looking after your body, and if you love your body, I think it's great to start at an early age. And I just treat myself as a human being first, and then an actor. So I invest in health for sure, all the time.
Zach, firstly, a big round of applause for Zach. He's looking so fit, so lean. It's good to see you this way.
Thank you, Mandira, for kind words.
No, honestly, you're looking really fit. And I want to ask you, as a cricketer, over the years, the concept of fitness has changed as well. There was a time when it was just drills, and now you're seen playing football a lot. There's also yoga, there's meditation. A lot has changed as far as fitness is concerned for training in cricket as well, yes?
Personally, for me, the journey of fitness and exposure to fitness started pretty late in my career. Coming from a place, a small place like Sri Rampur, exposure to fitness was not that much. And when I started playing cricket professionally, it was about the advice which I got at that time was, I should stay away from gyms. And I should not, spend a lot of time in the gym. It's going to hamper my bowling. And I got scared. Until I reached to a place, academy, where the right kind of fitness was taught to me, the exposure was given to me. And it really had a very positive impact on my game. The skill was always there. But with the backing of fitness, things were like I was suddenly able to bowl quick than what I was bowling. I was able to bowl longer than what I was doing before I went to academy. And so fitness, the right kind of exposure to fitness had created that big impact on my game, which I'm always grateful for the academy, like Pace academies. And that's how I realized that the importance of fitness is huge. And
how much yoga and meditation do you do? I want to know.
Well, yoga and meditation, when you are young, you kind of get bored with that. But as with age, you fall back onto yoga and meditation. You suddenly remember.
Bipasha is going to disagree with you and say yoga and meditation is for any age.
It's pretty much new in my life too. But I think the kind of lifestyles that we have, it's better to still your mind. I used to be the same. I would say the same. It's so boring. Who wants to sit and do nothing? What can just breathing do? But it kind of, builds your stamina, makes you calmer. You are so much more balanced. You can do everything in life so much better. You're a happier person. And when you're happy, you can do everything. So I believe that, anyone who thinks yoga is boring, actually come try it out, give it a chance. And,
Exactly, listening.
Come on, we will do one yoga session together.
I'm a big fan of yoga. In fact, I had pleasure of working with late Shri B.K.S. Iyengar. I spent about a couple of months with him, and it's been amazing. Working with him, with all his props and his medical classes are just. I mean, it's a great loss that he's no more.
Before I find out Zizou's thoughts on yoga, I'd like to ask Bhai Chim, how important is wellness for the betterment of football?
No, I think in football, people really speak about fitness and also skill. But, I think for a footballer, the mind plays a very important role. And the difference between a good footballer and a bad one is, I think, it's all in the mind. The kind of, a good footballer would be able to decide and think much faster than any normal player. So I think that's why Zizou is the best, because, I think what he can think and see, I think a lot of the players can't be able to do that. And the mind is very important, because you've got to decide in a fraction of a second and make those passes. So I think for a footballer, I think it's very important. Fitness is very, very important. Skill is important, but I think it's the mental, mind, mentality, and the kind of thought and quick thinking that plays a major role. So I think mind plays more role.
Very well said. I'd like to ask Zizou two questions. What are his thoughts on yoga? Does he practice yoga or meditation? And generally, okay, first this question and then my next.
Je crois qu'on est dans le pays du yoga. Est-ce que c'est partie d'ici, je pense. C'est une forme forcément de sport. Enfin, moi, je le vois un peu comme ça, de bien-être et surtout de concentration en fait. Parce qu'en fait, quand vous faites le sport de haut niveau, vous avez besoin de la concentration. Je crois que ça amène tout ça.
It's absolutely required for him, for his concentration, and he said that here in India, that's the perfect country for the yoga, that's the origin of the yoga, according to him, and and it's essential for his wellness to practice. He considers yoga as a sport for him. It's not only for meditation and yoga, it's a kind of sport also that is practiced. He didn't say that, but I know that he's practicing everyday yoga, so it's...
That's really nice to hear. So he's closer to...
The position of the yoga are quite sportive.
He's closer to India than we know.
Since he's become coach now, it's more important that he should focus on yoga, calm himself down.
But
the players giving him stress.
Bipasha has a question.
I would like to take this opportunity because you don't get to ask these questions. Being a successful footballer yourself, is it so much pressure to be a successful coach as well, especially for Real Madrid? Because you've been the most successful footballer in our generation, and is it very pressurized? And also when you become a coach, especially in Real Madrid, it is very difficult to handle big names like Cristiano Ronaldo. Does ego come in, and there's a clash of ego between a big name like you and big players like Cristiano or anybody else?
En fait, forcément, de toute façon, être l'entraîneur du Real Madrid, forcément, c'est une pression constante, mais j'ai vécu avec ça, j'ai vécu en tant que joueur, j'ai vécu toute ma vie, et j'adore ça. C'est-à-dire que pour moi, les objectifs, en fait, vous les atteignez que si vous avez une forme de pression. Et moi, j'adore ça.
He can reach his goal only if he has a pressure, and the fact of having the pressure to be always the best, as a now the trainer of Real Madrid and before being a player,
Moi, c'est ce qui me booste.
Is boosted by this target, being the best and to succeed. Even if it's very difficult, it's very tough. It's stimulating.
Is it difficult to handle big stars like Ronaldo? Does ego come in between, clash between?
Je vois en fait la question, tout le monde mesure, mais justement pour moi d'entraîner des joueurs comme Ronaldo, je pense que c'est plus facile que d'entraîner des joueurs moins.
It's easier because he's an excellent player, so having there's nothing to say to Ronaldo, just to train, to work with him.
He doesn't have to deal with him at all.
Ronaldo is already Ronaldo. They work.
But as an add-on to Baichung's question, how do you deal with pressure? Sports people in India, and I'm going to ask Zach this as well, they're under so much pressure or expectation, especially when you're excelling and you're doing so well. Pressure sometimes weighs you down, pressure sometimes makes you do better, but how do you deal with the pressure? Is there some mantra for it? Is there some way of dealing with it?
Parce que c'est justement de faire tous les jours du sport, déjà avant toute chose, si je peux, comme je peux le faire, parce que c'est une forme pour moi c'est une forme de décompression. Quand je fais du sport, quand je cours, quand je transpire, forcément c'est ce qui me donne la pêche après pour travailler.
Sweating is very important for him. He has to practice sport every day, and the fact sweating, he can evacuate all his bad energy, and that's the toxin.
So basically, exercise is his best stress buster.
A lot of the pressure comes before the match in the night. So how does he sweat that time?
Non, pas du tout.
J'ai
jamais. Et puis pour répondre clairement à son truc, je me fais même la sieste le jour des matchs, comme les joueurs.
And it can surprise you, but he's doing a siesta and he's sleeping before the match and peacefully. So there is no stress.
That really means there's a balance of mind, body and soul.
Exactly.
Sleep well before a big game, a big pressure game. I think you found a certain balance.
That's why he's the perfect ambassador for this concept and this project.
Indeed. I'm going to ask what Z Wellness is in just a little bit, but Zach, you know the pressure of expectation. In India, cricket is looked at as a religion, as passion. People expect so much of you, and when they're big ticket games, even more so. Do you sleep well at night before a big game, and how have you dealt with pressure in the past?
I basically don't think about the game. And if at all, just before going to sleep, I would just watch the best balls which are bowled, and just for 5 minutes, and then I'll just go to sleep. That's how I deal with it. Pressure and expectations, I think something which keeps you grounded, makes you humble, and that's added responsibility, and that pressure actually helps you perform better on the field. So I like going to sleep with that kind of pressure, I would say.
Bipasha, as an actor, sometimes you're made to lose weight, put on bulk, lose muscle, look different for different roles. How do you deal with that kind of pressure? And you have to do it like, okay, we're going to start shooting in a couple of months. How do you deal with that kind of pressure?
Well, it is very tough. It is demanding again. Honestly, I hope we start making much more of those films where the pressure like that builds on us actors more and more. But it is tough and it's very unhealthy, honestly, to live an actor's life and to be like that, to put on weight and to lose weight and according to your character just keep on doing it and literally playing with your body. And health does take a little bit of a toss in an actor's life, and that's when, you know, the other tools in life come into play, like discipline, drive, happiness, motivation, wanting to achieve. I think that kinds of keeps you together and you deliver. And after you deliver, and if it's appreciated, you're happy. So I think that kind of, you know, is the motivation at the end of the day. But it's not very healthy to do that.
Okay, Zizou, what exactly is this Z wellness that we're talking about here at Kanakya Paris? Explain Z wellness to us.
Z is Z only because of Zidane, because of the big Z, and Z wellness.
Maybe this is a question. Maybe this is a question then for you, Olivia. You could answer this one all by yourself. Tell us about Z wellness. This is your question, not for Zizou. Yes, it's for you.
So me. Z wellness. It's all together. We in this Paris project, where I told you we brought Paris in the center of Mumbai. We wanted also to have all this, the concept we've discussed before, mind, soul, and body, and it's all over the project. So Z wellness comes from the entrance. You will have the pool, you will have the running track on the terrace, you will have all the facility all over the project, and Z wellness also, we will have coach, we will have yoga, meditation, so it's gel with this concept all over the project. It's a mix between Paris and Z wellness. I don't know if I was very clear,
No, you are very
at the end of the
your
day,
English,
so maybe
by the end of today, your English is
improved
by leaps and bounds. Great job, you did a wonderful job, Olivia. I didn't ask you your thoughts about on mind, body, and soul. The importance of finding a balance between the three of them.
I think it's important, as all the sports person would say, that pressure is always important. If you don't have pressure, then you don't really perform as well. And you can ask any sports person who's been successful, I think, are the ones who's been able to handle the pressure much better. So I think it's important that you've got pressure, but if you don't take the pressure well, then you go into being nervous, and that's where you really mess it up. So I think it's important that you have pressure, and to keep that, I think it's important that the kind of training you go through with football is different, because we do a lot of tactical training with the coaches during the tournament time. So it's important that we keep focusing on those training and make sure that mentally as well, physically we are fit and we're ready with the plans.
In analysis, do you sort of analyze legends and the way they play? I mean, do you watch the Zizou in action?
Yes, we do watch quite a lot of big players playing, and they make it so simple.
It's India's answer to Zizou.
No, they make it so simple that we feel like doing it, but we can't do it, and that's the quality, because a lot of the big names in the world makes football so easy, but it's not easy. As I said, all the players all across the world, I think, know how to trap a ball and kick it, but it's also the mental thing which is very, very important. You've got to be mentally strong, but at the same time, you've got to be quick in terms of thinking, your timing of the release of the ball. It's all in the mind, I think.
Zach, fitness is extremely important to you personally, as we can see now, but pro sport as well is a new venture of yours, yes? Would you like to tell us something about that?
Well, pro sport is all about understanding different professions' demands. Every profession demands different kind of training, different kind of approach, depending on what your end goal is. And pro sport is all about helping those people achieve that goal in a more scientific and holistic way. So That's what pro sport is all about. It's a very goal-oriented setup where we help, be it a corporate CEO, to footballer, to cricketer, to tennis player. Everyone's training and approach to training is different. And a good trainer understands that and helps that athlete or that person with the right kind of programs. And that's the key. And that's what pro sport is all about.
What are your future plans with pro sport? Where do you intend to take this now?
The intention is to get to across India and reach, because that's where the real talent is. I mean, you have to go to grassroots levels and target all the cities where athletic population is more and help athletes achieve their goals in a better way.
Right. To wind up, I'm going to ask everybody one question. What is your best and most fun form of relaxation? Where would we find you when you want to just take off, take it easy, have a break, Bipasha?
Well, for me, it's always any beach destination.
Sun, sea, sand.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love the sun. I love the sea. I can just be there. So the quick getaway would be Goa, or I also like Ananda, the Himalayas, the mountains.
Mountains and the sea.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. It's lovely.
You can check out Sikkim as well.
Yes, now I'm coming there, right there.
Basu.
Sikkim, next.
Where would you go for a break, for a getaway, a quick relaxation holiday, R&R?
When I was playing, because I lived in Calcutta when I was playing, so if any opportunity came in, I used to go to Sikkim because that's somewhere I wanted to go back. So yeah, Sikkim.
And Zach? Where do you go when you need to take a break? Where's your place of R&R?
Somewhere in Europe. I really enjoyed
We'll get to
France,
know.
of course,
We'll get to know now where Zach goes to sunbathe.
France, he says.
He said France. He said France. Okay. All right then. South of France.
Europe is the destination.
Europe is the Dead Sea. Zizou, this is where he likes to go for a holiday. He likes to go to your country.
En général, j'essaie de changer à chaque fois, mais je pense que là où je suis le mieux, c'est forcément dans la famille, donc un petit peu en France, et un pays formidable qui m'a accueilli, c'est bien sûr l'Espagne.
Also, when he has holiday, he goes to meet his family in south of France, but also being in Spain, the country we welcome him is also so well. So when they have holiday, they like to enjoy or Spain or France.
Very, very nice to hear. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Bipasha. Thank you, Baichun. I'm going to ask Zizou to stay on just for a few more moments. We've got some questions from the audience. Yes? Big round of applause.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Zaheer Khan, Bipasha, Basu, and Baichun Bhutian, thank you for sharing your insights with us. Albeit, it was too short. I felt we could talk for a while longer. Okay. There's someone called Shaurya Mehta from the audience. Yes. I am 12 years old and I'm your biggest fan. You have always been a superstar, but who is your superstar?
12 ans, je suis sa superstar, m'a jamais vu jouer.
She never see him playing at 12 years old. If she's 12 years old, she never see him on the ground because he stopped a long time back. She had on videos maybe.
You know, she's been watching on video. She's been watching for a while. She's a football fan. Raise your hand. Where are you?
C'est gentil, elle est où? Il faut qu'elle vienne.
Okay, it's Shaurya.
Zizou said she has to come.
Qu'elle nous explique.
Come.
Come on up.
And she has to explain.
E.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. You have to explain, Zizou, why you're a big fan.
Where did you see him? Did you watch him on video? Did you watch recordings of him? On YouTube.
On YouTube.
This is the YouTube generation, right? You can watch anything on YouTube now. Well, want to shake his hand and take a picture maybe? Yes? Woo! Lucky boy! Very nice. The next question that's come from the audience is, how difficult is it to coach, which you kind of answered in the panel discussion, how difficult is it to coach Real Madrid and Cristiano Ronaldo?
Everybody
seems to want to know that,
I think Mr. Zidane has already answered to this question.
Yes, yes.
Can you say
Okay. I think people think that when there are two big players who are on the same field, there could be a little bit of...
But he's not player now, he's a trainer.
Well, he's a legend.
Justement, je pense que justement c'est ce qui est le plus facile, c'est d'entraîner les meilleurs joueurs. Je pense que simplement la seule difficulté, et c'est toujours le plus important pour nous, enfin, quand vous êtes en train de coacher la meilleure équipe du monde, c'est les résultats. Donc les résultats, c'est toujours avoir de la constance. Et la constance, en fait, c'est toujours être très bon chaque 3 jours quand on joue le championnat, et la Ligue des Champions, le championnat, la Ligue des Champions. Donc c'est toujours avoir la motivation. Et ça, c'est mon rôle, de transmettre cette motivation pour pouvoir gagner les matchs. Mais après, je ne vais pas dire à Ronaldo ou à tous mes joueurs, parce qu'ils savent très bien jouer au foot, comment ils doivent jouer.
He gives the...
Motivation, en fait.
Oh my God. He's saying that for him, the target is to give the motivation only, but the player, you were talking like Ronaldo, are so huge player, they don't need so much advice in themselves, they know exactly the job. But he's here, his role is to...
Makes it much easier for him.
Yeah.
Yes?
Every 3 days, he needs to have the concentration and to win the match. Because every 3 days they are having a match.
And that's what his focus is.
And that's the focus.
Okay, thank you very much. And the third question that came to us from the audience is, what was the biggest challenge you faced to achieve your goals in life? What was your greatest challenge that you ever faced? Challenge, the greatest difficulty, obstacle that you faced?
Je les atteins tous les jours. Mais...
He reaches dreams every day.
Oh, that is the best answer all evening. I love it. That is such a beautiful attitude and such a lovely thought. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the very charming ZIDANE and Olivier. You're a rock star. You speak great English. Really do. Thank you very much. Thank you.
अभी चल रहा है, बाद में चलेगा ना क्या?